We love hip
There's
hop.
there's something that happened crazy the other day where a young individual got arrested. He basically was in a parking lot and stabbed a 71-year-old woman, 14 years old. Okay, he went crazy. He was all over the place. He did an interview and basically spilled the beans and gave himself up. One of my questions about this is, how the hell did we get this far? That a 14-year-old went on a rampage. Like, he was on social media doing speeding contests, all types of shit. How did we get this far?
Crash out culture.
What I was talking about earlier, technology, social media, and the need to be looked at, talked about, attention, right? Like some people create, especially people from the hood, bro. Like Richard was saying, bro. They don't have a lot of people don't have voices, and they don't feel seen. And social media has enabled, like even just on a celebrity basis, a regular person can become a celebrity overnight, or at least feel like it. You know, they're not a real celebrity in terms of money, but they're a real celebrity in terms of attention and people that like you, people that hate you, the attention.
Yes.
You wanted he was seeking that kind of attention for a long time, didn't get it, and through crime and through doing certain things in the street, you get that. You get that respect, so to say.
Yeah, yeah. Sling Dad, you've been pretty quiet. You have anything to add as far as with that 14-year-old crash out?
Yeah, and more saying in regards to what a lot of these guys are saying, especially rich kid social media, the cloud era, like, yeah, that has a big part in regards to, I think, being played with these kids or these young youth, because even me myself taking in the audio, at one point you hear him, saying something about, I got money, I got a rollie, like
Mm-hmm.
materialistic things is important, right? And he's also, I guess, apparently one of those missing boys that they said I was also missing. So, all of
Yes.
this plays into a big role, right? In regards to a lot of youth, them not being around and looking for some sort of acceptance in regards to some kind of a family or some kind of acceptance in to some kind of a group, right?
That's
So,
a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Um, still on that
Yeah.
incident, right? Because a lot of people were saying that they're not going to try him as an adult. You got to understand, a murder happened, right? So it's not just an assault; a whole homicide happened.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying he won't be tried as an adult. He'll be out in 5 years. I think I want to start with you, Jordana, as somebody who's a criminal justice lawyer or a criminal defense lawyer. Do you think that that's going to happen? Will he be tried as a youth and be out in like 5 to 7 years tops? Even 3, some people are saying.
Yes. Yes. An adult sentence isn't available for him. He's too young.
But
It's
the
not even
crime is
available. He'll be
crazy.
tried as a youth. He'll be sentenced as a youth. He's going to be treated as a youth. He has to be. The Youth Criminal Justice Act does not allow for a 14-year-old to be sentenced as an adult. It's not even available for him.
I don't know.
Mm.
Is everybody okay with that?
Yo, I mean, what you're getting, the root at what you're getting at is the issues that we face in our community. I mean, this is something that I argue with people about, the concept of role models and the concept of somebody being an influencer, the concept of somebody who has a platform using it to either really try to address these things in a meaningful way or not. And I think, you know, this is not something that we're obviously, as great as this panel is, as much knowledge and wisdom there is on this panel, at the end of the day, it's his peers, it's the community ultimately that has to hold him accountable. Yeah, he's going to go to jail, and whatever that sentence is what it's going to be. What's going to happen to him while he's inside? How is he going to be supported? How is he going to be encouraged to see the mistakes that he in the poor decisions that he made, and help him to do something different? That's the culture that we have to generate and create and provide examples for, where he can find it within himself and say, I can see how my path led me to do something so horrible. But instead, what happens is that in the culture right now, we're so far gone where a lot of these kids are like, hey man, that's just the way that it is. He got caught. He got caught. It's not that what he's doing or the path that he is on and what he faced coming up that led to the point where he found that this was an acceptable choice for him to make. You know, it's the attitude, and I think there's a lot of factors in community, but also just in media and in life itself. Like it's one rule for people who are poor and marginalized, and it's another rule for people who are rich with influence and power to be able to cover up the bullshit that they do. You know, people see that. You see it on social media. So that I think that contributes to a lot of hopelessness and a lot of the mentality of like, yo, fuck it, I'm just gonna do what I gotta do. You know, but you know, as we know, life is long. Consequences can come swiftly, and the system is not fair. What are we doing to hold him accountable to make him see that? And I think that involves all of us, everybody on this panel, everybody who is, you know, witnessing or experiencing violence and drugs and all this and gangs in their community. What are we doing to, as a community, to hold him accountable? Because you know the system is just going to put him in jail and, you know, he's going to be out in 5 years. What's really changed while he was inside, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think he
The
has
other thing I want to bring up,
Go ahead.
the other thing I wanted to address was the support. What support is he going to be having while he's in jail and, you know, coming back out in the community when that time comes, right? And, you know, there's an underlying issue. There's no question about it. Will that be addressed? Because we have to remember also a lot of in the time, somebody's only making a check mark and copying and pasting and passing it on to the next person, right?
Shit, we lost him.
Hmm.
His reception was bad. He was about to start cooking right there too. We lost both
I
Riches.
know. But I mean, here's the thing, right? These kind of conversations need to be on a continuous basis. You know, one of the things that we started with the Forgiveness Project is having these weekly conversations. I don't know if you peeped it, called Voices of Strength, where it can't just be in moments of crisis where we have these self-analyzing conversations about these problems. Because this, like I said, all brilliant people here, no doubt. Rich Kid slaying like Jordana, you yourself. I respect how you Friday, how you walk that line between trying to be a journalist, reporting on what's happening in the city, but then at the same time you have the analytics. You see what people respond to. Lowest lowest hanging fruit. Like we know this. We know this about hip hop from time. You know, not to dig it. This is another conversation for another time. But I think hip hop has a way of kind of living in this duality of like, yo, it's just music, it's just entertainment. But then when the entertainment spills out into the streets, like, you know, I don't want to be held accountable for the influence and the impact that I had through my music. It's like, no, when you have a platform and you say these things, it's not about it. You know, freedom of speech is the right for you to say whatever you want to say, but that doesn't mean freedom from accountability from the influence that your words have. And I think we have to have a much deeper conversation in the culture about taking responsibility for what we say, that, you know, you are what you eat. The people you surround yourself with, you know, like the 5 people you surround yourself with are gonna indicate what your life's path is, right? And a lot of these kids are surrounding themselves with the hype, the clout chasers, this alternate reality of trying to become, you know, viral on the internet by any means necessary. But it's self-perpetuating, right? And so anyway, I don't want to get too deep with that, but
I just wanted to say something quick before anybody adds something, because when you were saying about the rappers like saying like, oh, you know, it's just the music, what I hear right away is, I ain't your role model, I ain't your parents. Like, come on, bro, you're talking about killing 20 people on your album, bro. You're kind of somebody's parent. There's somebody who don't got a parent who's listening to you.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.